Hey guys, welcome back with another video. Today what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go over my Nemesis deck profile for you guys. So I have a video of going over some duels that I've done with this deck too. And after that we are going to I don't really know what we're gonna do after that. I don't really know where I was going with that. But so one of them will be uploaded before the other one. I don't really know what order I'm gonna upload them in, but I'm probably gonna do this one first actually. So starting off with the deck profile, I have multiple different Nemesis decks, but this is the one that I've been enjoying the most. So it's a going second, break my board, breaking a board type deck. Going first, it can make some plays, but it's much better going second. And you see like we have like a bunch of hand traps and everything as well. So this deck is like a really cool thing. I've never seen an archetype quite like Nemesis, and I do really like it. And I'm probably gonna build it in real life and maybe take it to like a local, maybe even a regional. And I think it's a really solid going second deck. I think it's kind of underrated. But anyways, let's just jump right into the deck. Starting off, three of each arch nemesis. So the reason we play three is because it's a 60 card deck and you want to see it consistently. And flag is another one. So there's basically 9 of these. These are the biggest cards for breaking the boards. You bait out all the other negates with all the other cards in your deck. And then you just summon this, blow up their board, and lock them out of, stop them from rebuilding it next turn. Which is really cool. So 3 of each of these. So essentially how these work is this one banishes 3 monsters of different types from your field and or graveyard. Basically, then once per turn, you can declare a type, a hard once per turn. You can declare a type, destroy all monsters on the field with that type. And if you do, neither player can, no, it's not and if you do, I think it's an also. Yeah. So also, neither player can special summon monsters with that type until the end of your opponent's turn. So say you're playing against Rock and they they have a Dragite on field. Special summon this. After you bait out all their negates, call Rock, blow up their Dragite, and then they can't recover on the next turn, which is pretty cool. So stuff like that, essentially. So this one is types. This one does the same thing but for attributes. Their stats are flipped. So this one's 3k 2500. This is a dragon, and this one's 2500 3k, and this one's a worm. And they both can't die by card effects. They're both level 11. All right, these are the big boys of the deck. This one, and so flag, corridor, and umbrella. All 3 of these all have the same way of summoning them. So you target a banished monster, special summon it, and then you can shuffle that banished monster into the deck, and then you shuffle that banished monster to the deck, right? And then you can also normal summon them, but that's just the preferred way of summoning them. So next we have 3. So this one. So they all have different effects outside of that. That's their summoning condition, and they all have different effects. And as you can see, they're all different attributes and typings too to help summon out these dudes. So flag is Stratos. It searches a Nemesis monster. Corridor returns a banished Nemesis to the hand, and Umbrella returns one from grave to hand. So these are the 15 Nemesis monsters that you play. It's 3 of all the ones available in the TCG. So if we just go here. So these are all the ones available in the TCG. This is the only one we play 2 of, but you see the rest of them, 3. So I'm actually thinking of just bumping this one up to 3 too, and taking out the 2 melodies. But that's just a choice that I'll leave to you, and I'll explain what you do after that when we get there. Next, we play the Tenyi engine because they're all different attributes. So like Protos is like one of the best plays that you can do going first because a lot of decks need dark monsters. So it's quite cool to like have this. Cool thing about Protos is it locks your opponent out of making VFD. They can't do that. So that's pretty cool. So starting off 3 Ashuna, 3 Vidhara, and 3 Ashuna, 3 Vishuddha, and 3 Adhara. So these are all the good ones. In my opinion, these are like the only good ones. Adhara is also Needle Fiber. It's a tuner. This one special summons them out from the deck. Unfortunately, it locks you into worms from the extra deck until the end of the turn. So like if you use this, go into the Link Tenyi, then banish to special summon this, you can't go into Needle Fiber, unfortunately. But that's just fine. So we play all these. Then we play Raiden. We play triple Raiden, which is one of our normal summons. So these are all not normal summons, by the way. These are all special summons. So this deck sometimes does its entire turn without normal summoning. So we play 7 normal summons in the deck. Triple Raiden, to mill, so we can summon out these. Triple Vion, to mill Mali, because you can loop Mali a million times in this deck, and I'm serious. Mali is so good in the deck. You just loop it off of flag constantly and constantly and corridor constantly and this constantly. So like say you have like this, you have Vion and each one of these in your hand, right? Normal Vion, send Mali, banish Mali to set to summon Mali, and then you make a link 2, and then you can shuffle back the banished Mali, and then you can use the Mali engrave, and then you can shuffle back again, and then you can use the Mali engrave. So you understand how this deck is like really like it loops Mali like 5 times in a turn, which is just insane. Next, I play a very small Element Saber engine because it sends cards to the graveyard, and that's quite nice. So you play La Puella Mana, Malehu, which is the 7th normal summon because we use it as an interruption. So basically the idea, and this is the perfect ratio of Element Sabers, you play 2 Palace, you search La Puella Mana and Malehu. These are the 2 that you want to search off them. And La Puella Mana will send these 2 to protect from battle and card effect, right? Then you can normal summon Malehu, and you'll banish these, and then you'll loop them back. So Malehu will provide an interruption too, which is really cool. We played the O-Line and the Despot for Needle Fiber. And you could play Jet because you want cards in the graveyard, but O01 is just more versatile because it gives you more control over situations when you wouldn't have a card in your hand for some reason. So next, the hand trap lineup, because this is a going second deck and you really don't want to have to deal with like a million negates. Like it can deal with like 3 negates pretty easily, but like anything like over five or more starts becoming very troublesome. So dealing with like 3-4 negates is quite okay though. So triple Ash, triple Valor, triple Nib, and triple Imperm. I think these are just the best hand traps of the format. Gamma, you have to play a brick, and honestly, deck space is quite tight in this deck. Like if I could play more than 60 cards, I would. So anyway, these are the 12 that you do. And if I just go over to Yu-Gi-Oh! Probability Cap. So cool thing about this deck is you don't actually play any draw cards except Upstart, and it's still pretty consistent. So 60, our hand size is 6, 5 starting out, I guess. So hand traps, and we played 12 of them. We play 12 hand traps. We want to draw 1, 2, 3. So there you go. We have a 68% chance of drawing these. So with 3 hand traps and 2 cards, you can pretty much like guarantee a breaking board. So if you draw like 2, so like you don't want to draw anything. You don't want to draw 4. So 3, you see, and 3 and 4. And this is why I think it's a perfect ratio. If you see 3 is a 68% chance, and 4 is a 68% chance. Still, it's just a 0.4% chance. But if you go down to 2, then it's a 5% that changes. And if you go down to 1, then it's like a 20% chance. So that's why I think this is like the perfect number for drawing like, this is like the perfect ratio for hand traps. You could probably get away with 14. 14 is still like pretty decent. So that's something. Melody is like the most substitutable card in this entire deck. All right. And like, okay, I said there's Upstart. There isn't even Upstart. Triple Charge. Milling is cost, which is really cool. Foolish and Mali is GG. This is basically Monster Reborn. It's Monster Reborn for any of the Nemeses. These must first be special summoned by their own effect, which is kind of unfortunate, but then after that, this can bring them back. Only thing is they can't activate their effect this turn, which is just fine. Double Palace. I explained it for the Element Saber engine. And then 2 Melody of the Awakening Dragon. So Melody searches out in this one. Now I'm thinking because we already have enough ways to search it, I just take out Melody, play 3 Adorestia, and the 1 Monster Reborn. Because it's just better at it's just a better version of this. The only thing that's cool about this is that it can special summon. It can. And let me explain this card because I didn't really explain it properly. So it special summons from graveyard or banished. If it special summons one of these 2, they can't activate their effects this turn, but these ones can. Because these are level 11 or higher. They say level 11 or higher, so I assume there'll be a level 12 coming out soon, which I really love this deck, so I really hope it does. Anyways, so that's the main deck, and like I said, you can take out 2 Melody for the third one, and the 1 Monster Reborn, or like a Monster Reborn and an Upstart Goblin. It's really like up to you. These are like the 2 free cards of the deck, the 2 free cards that you can mess with. You don't have to play the hero engine in here if you don't want to, but it's just so good. Looping Mali is just insane. Anyways, next side deck. Triple Danko, Pang, Cosmic, Dark Lure No More, Mystic Mine, Mind Control, and Red Reboot. You can like take out Mystic Mine, and honestly, I should probably do that. Take out Mystic Mine for evenly. But the thing about Mystic Mine is it just gives you a second play, and like, okay, you didn't break the board, and it's guaranteed to bait a negate. And it doesn't take your battle phase, so that's why I just take this. Extra deck, we play 2 Monk, a Shaman, 2 Berserker. I tried the one that pops, but like it's hardly ever the only monster on the field, and these already pop everything, so that's just fine. And then the 1 Link 4. It's this card, you don't have to play it, but I do like it. It comes up every now and then. It's just a free 3k basically. You just summon the token, attack into that monster, and then it's just a free 3k beater. So then we play Link Cross, Needle Fiber, and Auroradon for the Needle Fiber combos. Lambda, because sometimes you just need a free monster to make. You can play Land for Ninkus too, because Land for Ninkus doesn't, it doesn't even like care about the token thing. But you can't use the Link Cross tokens, and then these ones you don't really use. So like the whole token thing doesn't really matter. And then Apollosa, you make this more than you would think. So like you make this card more than people think. Next, Formula, Metal Marcher, and Savage and Herald. I don't play the VFD combo in this deck. I'd rather make Savage and Herald. Yeah, that's it for the deck profile here. Now think about Herald actually before I go on. Yeah, Herald is actually quite interesting because it can conflict with your own deck, but you just use it as a negate, right? You summon your stuff first, and then you do Needle Fiber. It's just kind of cool. To have like a going first play, because like I said, this deck is a going second deck. It's a blind second, but it breaks boards really well. You can break Eldritch boards with this deck no problem. Adamantipator boards are a little bit harder because they Buster Lock you, so the Tennies don't help as much. Like usually like drawing Vishuda, it just takes care of the entire board for Synchro Eldritch. Set Sanguine, set Haquero, and then Vishuda, right? So this is like 2 interruptions. No matter what, you're getting rid of Vishuda because you special summon it, you attack over Herald, and then you use effect in Graveyard, and a special summon Monk. Even with VFD, I know you can't use the effect, you can't attack into it, but like, or if they don't declare Dark, you just summon it. And then you just go into the Monk, and then you just banish it and return VFD to extra deck. So like it's pretty cool. I mean, and honestly, like it clears boards so well. This like, and getting rid of back row too can be super important. So I think the 10 unit is really important, and this deck breaks boards super well. I think this is like really underrated for breaking boards. Breaking Eldritch boards, like I just said, is a piece of cake with this deck. It's so easy. Probably easier than like Endymion would do it. And Endymion breaks Eldritch boards so easily. That's why I just think this deck is like, super. I think this deck is super good. I think it's really good. If you draw like a really good hand, playing through 5 interruptions, no problem. Sure, just fine. You'll break their entire board playing through 5 interruptions and stop them from rebuilding it. So like it's a really good deck. And I think it's quite underrated. So the hand traps are like really the only going second cards that we main deck, which is quite cool. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys like the deck. I hope you like the duels that'll be coming out, and enjoy, stay safe, have fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh, play it online, join tournaments. I'm thinking of joining the weekend championship for what's it called? The Pro Play Games weekend championship this weekend with this deck. And I want to see how I do breaking the boards. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye guys. See ya.